My name is Roderigo. Roderiog. Wait. Excuse me. I spelled it too wrong. I apologize. You dog, you scoundrel. Next question.
By all means. Just please describe your involvement in this case for us.
Well, I am a merchant, and I buy and sell weapons with the military, and that is how I know Othello, because I have bought and sold weapons to the military, and Othello is a military officer. And I've also attempted to court Desdemona.
Could you please describe your relation to Desdemona?
Desdemona. I'm sorry, I love her so much. I would do anything for her. I tried to court her for so long, and even in the end, her father said that he would have rather me have married her than Othello, and that made me so happy, but Desdemona never loved me in return. I'm sorry.
Is it true that when you first saw her hand, that her father did deny you at that point?
He did. He did not see me as a proper suitor. He wanted the best for his daughter, and who wouldn't? Because Desdemona obviously deserves the best.
Did you go to him that night when you realized that she had been stolen away to alert him to this?
Yes, it had been alerted to my attention that Desdemona was off with Othello, and I was confused, and I didn't think that would ever be a match, but it was, and I thought if Brabantio wouldn't approve of me, I thought he definitely wouldn't have approved of Othello.
Can you tell us why that was your belief?
Well, he's so much older than her, and I love her. I love her so much. If I know I could provide the best for her, and if I couldn't be with her, I don't understand why anyone else could be. No one else would have been as good for her as I would have been.
Why did you go to her father that night when you learned of her disappearance?
I was worried for her. I was worried for her and her safety, and I admit I was a little angry because I was worried that she was going to be married, and then where were my chances after that?
What was the impression that you got from the fact that Othello courted and then married Desdemona unbeknownst to her father?
Well, I think that implies that they thought maybe there was something wrong with their relationship if they had to hide it from other people.
Can you tell us your impression of Desdemona and how you perceive her as a young woman?
It's just what isn't right with Desdemona. She was beautiful and charming and funny, and when she walked into a room, everyone was happier. What other woman could there be?
Did you disapprove of their relationship?
Yes, of course.
Is it true that you sought to bestow your affection on her even after you learned that they had been married?
Well, yes, I had been continued to give her gifts of my love, and I hadn't received any in return, and so I thought maybe I still had a chance. Maybe she had doubts in her relationship with Othello.
Why did you continue to do that when you realized that she now technically belonged to another man?
The relationship it didn't quite make sense to me. I said before that I believed that only I could treat her the way she deserved, and I believed that.
Do you believe that she was in a compromising, if not dangerous, position by being involved with Othello?
Yes. I believe Othello, he'd been a general for many years, and he'd seen terrible, terrible things, and I think sometimes he may have trouble separating the battlefield from what is real.
Would you describe your perception of that relationship as possibly abusive?
Yes. There is one time Othello, it's so hard because I don't know how anyone could ever treat Desdemona that way. She doesn't deserve to be in an abusive relationship like that. He hit her in public.
What was your reaction to that?
I was appalled because I knew that if she had chosen to marry me, I would have never treated her in such a way.
Is that why your attempts to still remain a suitor of hers even after she was married were so earnest at that point?
Yes. Because Othello was wrong for her.
When you say that he was wrong for her, do you mean to say that you were fearful with her in that position? Of her safety, of her well-being?
Yes. Obviously, it's been proven that he couldn't take care of her.
Were you fearful, even at that point, when he struck her, that something such as this might occur in the future? When someone is willing to do something like that in public, it's just, you have to wonder what goes on behind closed doors. So you believe that Othello was capable of murdering Desdemona?
I never thought anyone could ever do that to her. But it seems it was possible.
No more questions.
Hi there. It breaks my heart to see a proud Venetian man like yourself reduced to tears. Try to keep it as friendly as possible. So first of all, I'd like to talk about your relationship with Signore Iago. It seems sort of an odd bedfellow for you to have. Venetian nobility like yourself was sort of a standard to lowish ranking officer of the army.
Well, I told you that I am a merchant who sells weapons to the military, and Iago is a part of the military. However, low a soldier, and therefore we've had met a few times.
Okay. So I'll take you back to the night outside Brabantio's house, and you were made aware of the elopement between Othello and Desdemona, correct?
Yes.
And you're not a familiar of either of those two parties, is that correct?
Familiar with who?
With either Desdemona or Othello. You're not intimately connected to them in any way?
Well, I had been courting Desdemona for at least 6 months, a while, and I, again, have dealt with the military before, so I did know Othello, yes.
But did either of them tell you about the perceived elopement, or did you find out from another source?
I found out from Iago.
Iago. And so Iago convinced you to go to Brabantio's house and tell him?
Well,
or was that a joint decision?
We made the decision together, of course.
Okay. And what did you hope to gain by this decision?
Well, Othello was wrong for Desdemona. Obviously, Brabantio would have disapproved, and I believe it's wrong to marry a woman without her father's consent.
And you got Brabantier's group and you went off to confront Othello, is that correct?
Yes.
And Iago, when you got to Othello's group, was, as he should be, by Othello's side, right? Being one of his soldiers.
Yes.
And do you remember what words Iago said to you as the two groups faced off?
I do not.
As I recall, and this is just hearsay from the group, it was testimony saying that he singled you out as a combatant in this group. Do you have any recollection of that?
No.
No? Okay. So you decided to go to Cyprus. Was this at the urging of Iago?
We made the decision together. I wanted to follow Desdemona.
Okay. What monetary considerations did Iago ask you to make before leaving for Cyprus?
I sold everything that I had to follow Desdemona. I would have followed her all of my life if I had the option.
And what was this money to be used for?
To give gifts for Desdemona to live in Cyprus.
And did you give these gifts yourself, or was Iago in control of them?
Iago was our go-between.
Did you ever know or have any proof beyond Iago's words that those gifts were actually received by Desdemona?
Iago did tell me that he had given them to her.
But was there any other proof? Did you ever see Desdemona? Did she make reference to your gifts to you? Or was it just his word?
She did not.
She did not. Okay. When you arrived in Cyprus, what was you and Iago's plan?
Well, we had planned to break up Desdemona and Othello.
Can you be more specific? Doing what, per se?
Well, I'm sorry. What exactly are you asking?
Do you remember any specific plans or ideas that you formulated with Iago towards the breaking up of Desdemona and Othello? Or was Iago solely in control of that?
Well, he did inform a lot of my decisions.
Did he ever make you aware of his intention to kill Desdemona?
No, of course not.
Of course not. So what were you told was the purpose of your plot? Simply to break them up, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Why were you sent to kill Mr. Michael Cassidy?
Well, I was told that if we killed Cassio, Othello would leave.
Okay. Did Iago mention any deals he had with Othello in the killing of Cassio?
No.
No. Did you succeed in your personal attempt to kill Cassio?
No.
Did Iago come to help you with the deed?
No.
Did he promise to beforehand, or did you ask for his help?
We had planned to work together.
So, Mr. Cassio lost half his leg. Do you know who was responsible for that?
No.
No? Okay. Did Iago appear to you while you and Cassio were lying wounded on the ground?
Yes.
And what happened next?
That is when Iago murdered me.
Can you recall your last words as you lay down?
Not quite.
But they were about Iago and not good, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Considering the role that you played in these schemes, do you have any idea why he might want to kill you?
No, not at all.
Or do you think that Iago, being the mastermind of this group, he could have had other schemes going on that didn't include you?
I thought we were in it together.
Well, he killed you, didn't he?
Yes.
So did that cause you to doubt that?
Yes.
Yes. So, do Do you believe it possible or likely, perhaps, that he was involved in other schemes?
Yes.
Yes. Final question. Did you ever once get to talk to or see Desdemona in a personal sense during the entire course of the events that I've described?
No.